would have never thought in a million bajillion years that I would end up with AIDS, blind, and disabled.
First of all, she knew she had it for a long time.
I didn't know I had AIDS. They just kept assuming cancer, cervical cancer.
In the 90s, yeah, she would have been lying. But with them symptoms...
At the point I couldn't get out of my bed, really. And I ended up pooping on my floor. It was just so uncontrollable. I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital. I can't do this. And I almost didn't know if I was gonna make it because I could barely walk down the hall to get to my elevator.
For the ones saying she's lying and she should have known she had AIDS, you're telling me if that was you, you would have thought AIDS, not cancer?
I just got sick one day, started fainting, fevers. Then I got really weak and I was going to the doctors and no one knew what was wrong.
Hold up. Do you even know this young lady?
Hey, you guys, it's Gena Tew. Y'all know who I am, yeah.
During COVID, Gena Tew was diagnosed with AIDS.
I was diagnosed in 21.
Gena, in 2021, you was 26, and the doctor said you had to have had it for 8 to 10 years.
I was not diagnosed with HIV at 16 or 17 years old. Don't know where you got that from.
Gena, we've been tuned in since day one.
I do not know who gave it to me or where I got it, how I got it. All I know is that because I was so sick at the point of death that they said I had to have had it for 8 to 10 years.
What? In those 8 to 10 years, Gena Tew was linked to a handful of celebrities. Chris Brown, Nick Cannon, Chief Keef, Taryn Manning, Trey Songz, Dave East, DeVito, Jeffree Star, Diplo, and Tyson Beckford. So the interest to know the identities of celebrities she slept with grew and grew to the point of disrespect.
So I guess y'all still on this?
Does Allison Carey have AIDS because of you?
I was going through the questions y'all asked me.
Well, Mariah's sister has HIV positive.
You know, I've never met a sister. I tried to stay away out of the story.
You've heard these stories,
but I've heard the story. Like, yeah. I stay out of it because it was never like I was there for her. I was her support system.
Y'all know how many baby mamas and side chicks was in my DMs over the stupid accusations?
How many?
Do you know?
Did you tell them?
I didn't even answer him. I'm like, talk to your man, girl.
That's Daddy.
Girls, talk to your mans. That's your man, not mine.
It may seem like she was making light of a serious situation, but I get it now. She thought she was dying, but all we cared about was the identity of the celebrity. Yuck.
Like normally, if I'm a side dude, I'm most likely going to use a condom because she's in a full-blown relationship with another person.
Right.
Like, so to protect me and her.
I knew it was Nick Cannon. Mr. Wildin' Out was out here wilding out and impregnating everything that was born a light-skinned woman.
You should use condoms. Now, my condom ratio, I'm winning. Like, my level, it doesn't happen every time, but I still get an A.
And even talking as if he was immune to AIDS.
Interesting. So now, so that you say that, and there's, you know, because at one point, I was on like 30 medications because of like my lupus. And one of my doctors told me, like, one of the pills that I'm on, and it wasn't just HIV, but they were telling me that I get my blood work done every month because I have to because of, you know, lupus.
It seems as if he really does have lupus and he's not embarrassed by that, but it also sounds as if he is undetectable and he has either HIV or AIDS.
There were like a lot of the things in viruses that the average person can get, I can't get because of the level of medication that I'm on, and because I have an autoimmune condition that my immune system, anything foreign, it instantly wants to get rid of, and some of the drugs that I'm on enhance that ability.
And that's the same story infected men tell young guppies. What the hell?
So I was like, oh, I'm on some Iron Man, Spider-Man shit. Like, I can't, like when he told me that, I was like, oh, I'm out here.
I got a cake for my
And then because I get a check, I get my blood work done for everything just because levels and all that shit every month. So in everything, I was like, oh. So there probably has been some in my mind where I was like,
I can't get AIDS. I'm going raw in everything.
You're disgusting. Even though Nick is dirty, he's not the celebrity predator that's intentionally infecting these thirsty guppies.
Why are you hating on her? So she's not supposed to experience happiness just because she has AIDS? She came forward to save people's lives.
And that's the same thing a lot of us thought. Gena, tell them why you came out.
I came out about having AIDS because I thought I was going to die. I didn't come out to be an activist. I came out so that people knew whenever I'm gone what the reason was.
Playing Monday morning quarterback, Gena Tew knew who burnt her. The problem was, he had her thinking she burnt him, if anything.
I'm not saying no names, but yeah, I thought we were still friends. I actually had one of my prior exes hit me up, and he actually blocked me on all social media.
Let's digress for a second. The man she is speaking of, listen to the slip up she makes about him. It's the same person. Her manager is the person she's referring to. Listen.
And it's annoying. It's annoying. Unless you're like rich and you have the grimiest manager of all, I mean, not manager, lawyer of all time.
And he, we were cool, but then he saw all the tabloids and he got upset about it. And he's like, are you talking about me? And I was like, no, I have nothing. What? You're not even in those. What's wrong with you? You know? And I actually haven't mentioned him, which is, oh, my eyes going blurry. Sorry.
And you can tell right there, she realized she was victimized.
He's someone I don't really talk about. I was with him for a really long time.
Here's the thing, did she really care for him, or was it just the attention she was getting from him?
I was in a relationship for a while when I lived in New York. I wasn't a cheater. So I was with him for almost 3 years. You know, I done fell in love with you and all this. And
this dude allegedly knew he was infected, told the world he was in a way where he could get away with it, because who would really be the wiser? That's dirty.
He could...
Say it.
I always wonder if he could have been the person.
And that's exactly what I said. She knew who it was.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure crap out.
Listen to what she say on multiple occasions.
When I turned 18, I moved to New York
City, and I was homeless
for 4 years, trying to pursue music, of course.
I did get raped a couple times, not something I like to talk about. I have had a couple free tattoos, so it could have been a dirty needle. I don't know. Do I know those people? No. Did I say anything when those things happened? No, because I was naive and I was stupid and I was young. And
like I told a lot of people, it could have been a dirty tattoo. Mind you, like, what do I have, like 9 tattoos? About 7 of them are free. And I didn't get all of them done in a shop. Why did I do that, you ask? Because tattoos is expensive. And when they free, I'm going to say, yeah. I mean, hey, broke mindset, I guess. And probably not the smartest mindset, so.
I'm not telling you to believe this. I'm just saying, I believe the predator put pressure on her and had her say these incriminating things.
I object, Your Honor!
To yourself?
Yeah. But I would like to...
I know black women. I love black women. But I've never met a black woman that would incriminate herself unless she was taking the heat off of a man.
And I feel like I've been led the wrong way and told to do things that I probably shouldn't have even listened to, because it just put me deeper in a hole.
Gena, first you have to blame your daddy. He did a terrible job. After that, hop right over to your mama. She failed. And then take some ownership that your actions were terrible as well. But that does not absolve the predator for what he did. So we need to get him. He needs to be locked up forever.
But the person I was dating, or well, seeing at the time, that I had the hives, he says he's clean as well. Meanwhile, he's out living his life and touring and stuff.
So today, I got a message about an interview that I should watch.
Alright, she takes forever to get to it. So all she's really saying is she had feelings for this predator, and someone told her to watch this interview we're gonna watch a few clips from. She mentions how this interview makes him look really bad, and basically how she's becoming sick to her stomach because it's solidifying her thoughts that it is him who infected her.
But the fact that it's coming back to my face and they're telling me stuff about STDs and all this mess, and this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else.
The young lady in the interview is Shelly August. She has a lawsuit out against the predator and he's trying to ruin her.
There's other people out there who have tried to get their justice against him,
And he's been able to keep it so compressed and under wraps. And I'm the only one who's kind of basically still standing, and he's still doing everything he can to push me so far into a wall where I just have no escape and just like put me in like financial ruin, basically.
I'm gonna let her tell you who he is.
Oh my God, it's Diplo.
Thomas Wesley Pentz.
He got upset that I asked him if it's true that he has herpes.
I'm gonna get to you in a second. Shelly, you was raised better than that.
I grew up Christian, and I grew up kind of like in a semi-strict household, like very structured, and I wasn't like a wild child. And I was like also such a prude. Like I said, I grew up Christian, and like my intention was honestly to wait till marriage.
Is it bad parenting if your child don't know how to use the advice you gave them?
Not at all. That's why it's kind of just like, how did I get here?
And that's no shame to you. I put that on your daddy. He failed you and your mama.
My parents actually just recently divorced.
Oh, no.
Last November. Yeah.
Now back to that dirty dog Diplo.
And I said, well, she's the one actually who told me that you have herpes. So is that true?
Like at this point, you guys hadn't had sex before the herpes, right?
No.
You suspected he was burning, yet you still slept with him? What? Raw?
Yeah, but you have to remember that it was under the pretense that he was clean. He kept saying, I get tested as much as a porn star.
Yeah.
So if you get tested as much as a porn star, I'm assuming you're clean. That's like, why, I would have preferred to use a condom, but of course his constant thing was, I'm clean, I get tested a lot.
I get it. Condoms suck. I cannot stand them. But this man Diplo is burning.
Allegedly.
And he still refuses to wear condoms.
Allegedly.
Even though it's obviously intentional.
Allegedly.
Cali laws protect people like him. Even if you're able to prove his intentions were to infect you, the fact that he openly admitted to having AIDS, he'll more than likely get off. Now walk us through your first time so they could hear how nasty this ninja is.
He was just like, you're bleeding. And I was like, I'm a virgin. And he was like, okay. And literally didn't care. And then he's like, all right, whatever. He went and he's like, got a towel. He's like, we're adults here.
If it ain't period blood, I might throw up.
He started calling the Uber, and then he like tried to start having sex again.
You enjoy sleeping with virgins, fam?
And I was like, no, I'm bleeding, remember? And like, he's like, that's fine. We have a towel. Like, that's fine. We have a towel. And I'm like, yeah, but you already called the Uber. He's like, that's fine.
This nasty ninja wanted to get right back in there.
Meanwhile, like, I'm kind of like sobering up now. I'm not going to lie. The second time hurt.
If a person isn't a virgin and they're into virgins, that person is a predator.
We did do it a second time. The first time, I feel like because I had like the wine, it like didn't hurt as bad. The second time hurt so bad. And
this monster allegedly drugged the woman.
Allegedly. He put Molly in her water before they had sex, rape, and trafficking.
Which makes sense why Gena Tew said,
and I've dealt with cops over this person due to sexual conduct.
Sexual conduct.
Stuff.
Being that she's an alleged recovering druggie, she didn't mind him putting drugs in her drink.
That I thought was no big deal, so I brushed it off. But the fact that it's coming back to my face and they're telling me stuff about STDs and all this mess.
I'm a celebrity and I thought it was cool with you because we all drink these drinks. I didn't think you would have had a problem with it.
And of course a groupie will fall for that.
I was drunk. I was drunk on...
Well, that helps a little bit, right?
Yeah, I had to, like, I was just like, I had a lot of wine.
She was saucy when the predator slept with her. Is that not a crime anymore?
Yeah. So you guys hung out for a bit before and then it led to that.
Yeah, and then a little bit after.
Shelly claims she wasn't a groupie, but she for sure was drinking that Kool-Aid.
I don't want to put the blame on my friends because it's not their fault, but I do think like the hype surrounding me, like in my ear, like, oh my God, it's Diplo, and like the fact that like you haven't had sex with him yet and he's still talking to you.
I do not speak female. Is she saying she slept with him and caught a disease because of the opinions of her friends?
He was my only sexual partner.
Yeah, and then
he was my only sexual partner, and I was a virgin. So who could have given it to me? A ghost?
She's claiming Diplo was the only person she slept with, and she contracted chlamydia.
The first time I had sex with him, I swear I had a rash from hell.
Oh, really?
I had a freaking rash from hell the first time I had sex with him. It was like a horrible infection.
Didn't Gena Tew say something similar about him?
But the person I was dating, or seeing at the time,
that I had the hives. He says he's clean as well. Meanwhile, he's out living his life and touring and stuff.
Rapper Azalea Banks heard the claims and added her 3-piece.
Azalea Banks didn't reach out to me personally, but someone from her team did and really validated me and was like, she knows, and she's been speaking about it, which she has, because she even did her podcast where she was like, oh, Diplo's always been preying on young
I
ethnic
saw that.
girls.
I remember, actually, I've seen that clip. Yeah.
And she was like, I had to, I thank him for my career, but I had to give him some teenage to get it. She was 17 years old.
You know, like the types of terrible fucking like things Diplo used to do to me when I was 17, like, you know what I mean? Like, and broke. Like, if you guys just knew the type of degrading shit that nigga would like do to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of like gas me and coerce me and like make me feel like I had to have sex with him to get like beats from him. Of course, when you're 17, you're broke, you know? And like, I would have sex with him, and then like, he'd be like, oh, I'm gonna send you some beats, da da da, I gotta catch this flight, da da da. And I would like ask, like, oh, can I order something from room service? And he would say no. Like, grimy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you, damn, just like sticking dick all in this like little teenage girl. And like, she just asked you for a burger and fries, and you said no? Okay.
Diplo's not an idiot.
Allegedly.
He's a clever predator.
Allegedly.
He told the record label,
you could drop the girls off. I'll take care of them.
So the record label probably did not know what was going on.
Allegedly.
They were sending these young women to Diplo, thinking he's going to take care of them, not knowing what's going on.
Allegedly.
And these women feel desperate because at the end of the day, they have nothing. They told everyone they were going to make it, and they're now in a whole different state.
With nothing.
Like, I was really sad. Like, really sad. Because I just felt like, what the f just happened? Like what did this, like, what just happened? Like, this, it just kind of like to me, and then like took a picture of me and like ran out the door, and like, you know, I'm like 18, I'm kind of just like, what the f is going on? Like, is anybody going to help me? Is anybody gonna help me make some records? Anybody? No, you're just throwing me to the wolves. You're throwing me to Diplo, and Diplo's not getting anything done.
As a man, I understand there are women out here lying on dudes.
Yep.
And those women should burn in hell for that, because there are real victims out here.
You know, what if this is the person who did this to me and he's living his best life?
What if that's not even true? And I kind of just said it out of like spite because of him being like,
you can't have assumptions because it just makes an ass out of you and me. That's what they say.
Gena Tew, Shelly August, and all of the other victims. At the end of the day, they're all victims. Thomas Wesley Pentz,
Diplo.
If you did what we fear you did, you will spend the remainder of your life in a cage, you dirty bastard. For the married folk that made it this far, if you respect your marriage, go have some raw sex.
Oh, love.
I'll never know, right? But I just don't like seeing stuff like that. I wake up and it ruins my whole day because I'm like, I don't think about this stuff for that reason, because I don't want to even, I can't do anything about it. I have it now. I'm half blind from it. I'm dealing with it. But if you did this to me and you've been fronting to me about, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. I don't know what to do, but I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to let it go. It's just too much that I've been seeing and I'm hearing is giving me, you did this to me. But I can't assume. And I'm gonna leave it there. Because it is what it is. Can't do anything about it, can you? Nope. You just can't.